This is Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Their tongues shall consume away in their mouths. Kahala Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Kodash, which are the true Hebrew names of the Most High Father and the only begotten Son, the Messiah. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the coming plagues upon Babylon the Great and the beast. Okay, beast being the NATO European conglomerate. The video we just watched was a sneak preview or a POV of what a 2/3 or an Edomite will see in that great and evil day known as the end of the world, right, or Armageddon, right, when the Lord brings the judgment upon the earth. You see, the video we just watched depicts what a nuclear attack upon America would look like. And though they don't teach this in churches, it is very clear that the Bible speaks about a nuclear annihilation for Babylon the Great, which is the biblical name for America. Okay, now when it tells you here in the scripture, it says that this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem here is not talking about the physical land over there in the land of Israel. No, this is talking about the people, right, that Jerusalem was named after. The name Jerusalem is Yarushalayim, which is basically city of peace. The Israelites are considered the city of peace, because remember, the elect and the 1/3 of Israel are going to be saved, and they're going to be taken up into these chariots, also known as so-called UFOs. And when they are coming back to earth after all this cataclysms and destruction take place, John the Revelator, who wrote the book of Revelations, referred to these Israelites coming back down as the new Jerusalem, the new city, right? Because we are the city of peace. Okay? And the thing is that when you read this, understand that it doesn't talk about the people who physically fought against the land of Jerusalem, but the people who fought against the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true biblical Israelites. Okay? So that includes our main enemy, the Edomites, along with all these other heathen nations, which make up, overall the 17 nations that accompany the total 18 nations upon the face of the earth, described in Genesis 10. Also includes the 2/3 of our people like Polite, and all these other scoffers, right? These crazy, wacky Christians who do nothing but come up against this word because their feelings got hurt, right? They've been offended, and well, they're also going to be consumed and basically eaten up by this fire, because they fought against the Lord. They fought against the Israelites. Okay, even though they themselves are Israelites, it tells us in Zechariah 13 and 8 that 2/3 of our people, that's 2 out of every 3 Negro, Latino, Native Americans, are going to perish because they've simply just been too defiled and they're too far gone to be saved. They're going to have to experience death and hence go through that cleansing to be able to be reborn in the kingdom. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. This is not going to be some planned out, scheduled attack like what we see on the news these days, right? Where Iran's gonna attack Israel, then they call and they say they're gonna give them a 4-hour warning to evacuate the cities, or Israel bombing the Palestinians, and hence they send calls to call people in the building to evacuate. No, this is not gonna, there's gonna be no warning for when this takes place. And why is that? Well, because this is the Lord's plan. This is prophecy. And not only that, but you see everybody, all the people of the world, all the nations, all the nuclear powers, including a lot of the allies of America and the NATO system, are going to betray America. And in doing so, they're going to do a sneak attack. It tells you in the Bible that the beast shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. Okay? The beast is NATO. The whore is America. Okay? This is a vision seen in the book of Revelations. And when it says that the beast shall burn the whore with fire, that's basically telling us that the NATO forces are going to fire their nuclear weapons upon America. We're already seeing dissent from the NATO forces against America and Israel from Turkey, France, and some other nations that have gone to the UN and made it very clear that they're against the things that America and Israel are doing. Right now, you're starting to see the world starting to rise up against Babylon the Great, right? The beast and the whore that rideth upon it. So all this talk of peace and safety, right? That they don't have to worry and everything's gonna be fine. The war's going on the other side of the world. This is a big fallacy that has lulled the majority of people to sleep. So that way you don't protest. So that way you don't provide any objection or resistance to these Edomites' plans for world domination. But what's going to happen is that all these people here in America and around the world who are just trying to not let this bother them, trying to not let this get in the way of their day, they don't want to pay attention. What's going to happen is you're going to be caught with your pants down. You're going to be caught unaware. And then that's when sudden destruction is going to come. Right? Just like in that video, that person's point of view was that he was getting coffee and he was going out to see the beautiful view. And what did he get? He got a face full of nuclear missiles. Okay? And that's going to be a lot of people over here in the land, because again, remember, it is prophesied that America, Babylon the Great, is going to be utterly annihilated. Right? So much so that it's going to resemble a lake of fire from heaven, or should I say space. This is Jeremiah 50:14. Put yourself in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai. So this here is a statement made by the Lord, and this is a future prophecy, okay, where all the nations, those who bend the bow, which is basically, it's an analogy for those that have nuclear weapons that can shoot at America and the whore and the beast system, to shoot, right? And to spare no arrows. I don't hold anything back. I just watched today a video online of a Chinese automated missile factory. These guys are pumping out missiles on a large scale. Okay, these enemies of America are getting ready to obliterate America and its allied forces. America and its short time of rulership is over. Right? Even if the Lord wasn't coming back to destroy America, Babylon the Great, and put it out of its misery, these other nations are planning on doing this, right? Because they now want a chance at the throne. They want to be able to rule. That's why China in Russia are standing up, right, seeking to be the new leaders. But here's, spoiler alert, that ain't gonna happen, right? Just like the angel Uriel told Ezra, right? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which followeth, and that in between, look for nothing else, because there's gonna be no other temporary rulership, as some other camps claim. Okay, this is gonna come quick, and it's gonna be a fast transition of power. This is Judges 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers, right, the nuclear missiles, in the place of drawing waters represents slavery. Remember, Joseph, when he enslaved the captured Canaanites, he put them to work by doing what? By making them drawers of water. Okay? There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai go down to the gates. Okay? So, those who shall be delivered from the nuclear missiles, what are they going to be doing? They're going to be rehearsing the righteous acts. They're going to be practicing the law. They're going to be doing that which pleases the Lord by learning the laws, by keeping the laws as best to our abilities, which we cannot hear in Babylon, right? Babylon is defiled, right? It is not made for you to be undefiled, okay? So you're not going to be saved by performing the law, but you're going to show the Lord that you truly love him by trying to keep it the best you can. Okay, and this here tells you, right, in Judges, that those that are going to be saved are going to be, saved from what? Saved from the nuclear annihilation, that they're going to be keeping the law, right, to the best of their ability. So that's why we say, you got to keep the law, not because it's mandatory, but because it's a way that you can show your faith, right? What does the scripture say? Faith without works is dead, right? You can't claim to be a Dodgers fan, right, and not have any Dodger memorabilia or knowledge or any type of things that show that you're a fan. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Same thing if you say you love the Lord. Well, how do you prove it? Well, because you know the Bible, you know his words, and you do that which he wants us to do, which is to keep the law, right? What does it say? If you love me, keep my commandments. Okay? This is Ephesians 6:13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. The evil day is the end of the world, as they say here, right? Basically, the day that all this kicks off, right? When the nukes go flying, the Lord shows up, takes up the elect, and ultimately destroys the rest of the Babylon, right? It says that in an hour, America shall be destroyed. So this is what you do not want any part of, Akim. You want to stay away from Babylon, its ways and its system, right? You want to separate yourself spiritually, so that way you're not, partakers in its wickedness, and also that way you don't receive of its destruction, right? Of its curses. So this is why I wanted to share this video, Akim. So I wanted, us to know this is what is in store for the people who don't turn back, right? This is not a game, right? This is the literal truth, right? This is going down. So it is. I'm sure a lot of you, Akim, have already started your journey to building up your spiritual garments, getting everything you can to prepare. But remember, man, start taking this seriously. Get more fervent about learning the word, right? Watch more videos. Pray, right? Pray without ceasing, as the scriptures say. So hopefully this video was edifying. Until the next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash. Shalom.